Okay, let's dive right in. Welcome, everyone, to this deep dive. Today, we are unpacking the latest Fortnite Creative and UEFN update that's released 35.20.
That's right. We've been digging through the official release notes from Epic and also looking at some great feedback from you, the community.
And our goal today, pretty simple, really. We want to cut through the noise and focus on the most exciting, the most positive, and the most impactful stuff this update brings. For creators, for players, for everyone.
Yeah. Basically what you really need to know. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. So where should we start? How about the new content, the big headline grabbers?
Good call. And the biggest one has to be the Olympus prefabs and galleries finally arriving.
Ah, the Greek stuff. People have been waiting for this.
Definitely. Think mythology-themed islands. You've got specific prefabs like the Olympus throne, which looks amazing, the Olympus rotunda, and the Olympus temple. Huge pieces.
And it's not just the big structures, right? There are galleries, too.
Exactly. Full sets, floor and stair, wall, roof, prop galleries, even statues and bridges, plus nature elements. Everything you need to build out that whole ancient Greek vibe.
Nice. And did the Brawlers Battleground stuff also get added?
Yep. Those assets are now available in Creative, too. Temple, rotunda, wall, floor and stair, roof, prop, rotunda galleries, the whole set.
So loads of new building blocks for themed islands, basically. Whether you're going full Mount Olympus or, something grittier.
Precisely. Lots of creative potential unlocked there.
Okay, cool. Moving from visuals to interaction. Bubble chat sounds really interesting. Maybe a game changer for social islands.
It really could be. The core idea is simple. Text chat appears above the player's head in the game world.
Oh, instead of like a separate UI box.
Exactly. It makes the conversation feel much more integrated and more present.
And I saw there's customization, not just one look.
Right. You've got presets to start rounded, pop, neon, comic, those kinds of styles. But, and this is key, you can create totally custom styles using the UEFN widget. So you can match it perfectly to your island's theme. That's smart.
Very smart. Plus, you get controls for visibility, like how far away you can see it, how long it lasts, whether it fades behind walls.
I can see how that helps create, dynamic social spaces, or even adding little bits of interactive dialogue. We actually got a comment about this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from Dragon. They said, loving the new bubble chat feature. We really get a chance to create intriguing, interactive dialogue.
Which, that hits the nail on the head, right?
Absolutely. It really does open up possibilities for how players communicate and interact within an island. It feels more alive.
Okay, so that's bubble chat. Let's switch gears a bit. What about improvements for creators? Behind-the-scenes stuff, workflow enhancements.
Yes, some really positive changes here. First up, improved loading screen behavior. This is a big quality of life win.
Okay, what does that actually mean for creators and players?
Yeah.
And it's automatic, right?
Totally automatic. You don't have to do anything. Essentially, characters and devices, and this includes things like custom cameras you've set up, will now fully initialize before the loading screen disappears.
Ah, so no more weird moments where things pop in or aren't quite ready right when the player spawns?
Exactly that. Previously, you might get a slight delay or visual glitch. Now, everything should be loaded and ready the instant the player can see the world. Much smoother start to the experience.
That sounds like one of those subtle but really important fixes. Okay, what else for creators? I saw stuff about the creator portal.
Yeah, they're refining the experience there, specifically around the language used for publishing islands, trying to make it clearer.
Clarity is always good. So what changed?
Well, publish now specifically means making an already approved release public. The step where you actually submit your island for review, that's now called create a release.
Okay, makes sense. Separating the submission from the actual go-live action.
Precisely. And the states themselves have new names. What used to be active release is now published release, and inactive release is now unpublished release. Just clearer labels all around.
So it's easier to track where your island actually is in the whole process.
That's the idea. And tied into that is simplifying the island visibility states.
Right. Less confusion there, too.
Hopefully. They've boiled it down to 3 main states.
Yeah.
Listed, unlisted, and unpublished.
Can you break those down quickly? What's the difference?
Sure. Listed is fully public, playable by anyone, shows up everywhere like Discover and your creator page. Unlisted means it's playable, but only with the island code. It's hidden otherwise.
Okay. And unpublished.
That means it's not live, not playable by the public at all. Basically, it's offline.
Got it. So what happened to the old deactivated status?
That's essentially been rolled into unpublished. If you deactivated an island before, it now just shows as unpublished. Same result, it's offline, but it's just one term now, simpler to manage.
And bringing an unpublished island back online, still easy.
Yeah, the flow seems pretty straightforward. You go to the project's release tab, pick an approved release, hit Publish Now, choose listed or unlisted, and publish. It feels more direct.
Definitely sounds like an improvement, especially if you're juggling multiple projects. And speaking of managing projects, filtering.
Yes. Another Creator Portal upgrade, improved project filtering on the main projects page. This was definitely based on feedback.
So you can sort your islands easier.
Exactly. You can now filter your project list by those visibility states we just talked about, listed, unlisted, or unpublished.
So I could quickly see just my live islands or just the ones I'm working on that aren't public yet.
Precisely. Makes finding what you need much faster. If you want to check stats on your popular islands or find that one unpublished project you were tweaking, much easier now.
That sounds genuinely useful. We actually had a community comment on this too from Punkcat.
Oh, nice. What'd they say?
Punkcat said, "The improved project filtering is a huge step towards enhancing the UX in the Creator Portal." So it seems like creators are really noticing and appreciating these workflow tweaks.
That's great to hear. It shows these kinds of refinements really do matter day to day.
Okay, looking slightly further ahead now. There was a mention of something coming soon. Documentation.
Ah, yes, the documentation merge. This is potentially a big deal for learning and referencing. Epic plans to combine the Fortnite Creative docs and the UEFN docs into one single unified hub.
Finally. No more hopping between two different websites trying to find information.
That's the goal, a smoother, more efficient way to find tutorials, API references, everything all in one spot. Should make learning and troubleshooting much easier.
Any timeline on that?
They're targeting release 36.00 for the merge, so hopefully not too far off. And interestingly, Dragon, who liked the bubble chat, also mentioned this.
Oh, what was their take?
They said, the idea of merging the documentation is interesting. I do like the current format, however, looking forward to experiencing the streamlined experience.
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes you get used to how things are,
Yeah.
but a single source just sounds more efficient in the long run.
Agreed. It should benefit both newcomers and veterans.
And for learning something specific right now, there's a new tutorial available, isn't there? Something about physics puzzles.
Yes, the physics puzzle dungeon tutorial. This looks like a really good one for digging into, well, experimental physics.
What does it cover?
It walks you through creating a physics puzzle room, using those experimental settings, moving platforms, creating custom physics props, basically building interactive physics challenges.
Sounds complex, but cool, like you could learn a specific technique.
Exactly. And it's designed so you could potentially expand that one room into a whole dungeon. It's a practical, hands-on resource.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, we should probably talk about bug fixes. Not always the most glamorous part of an update, but super important.
Absolutely crucial. And this update had a lot of them, addressing issues across creative, UEFN, verse, the whole ecosystem, many based on community reports, which is always good to see.
So what kind of things got fixed? Any highlights?
Well, in creative, things like the prop mover sometimes not resetting properly, smaller props or vehicles not braking correctly, the all jam loops, audio tag missing, little annoyances that add up.
Right, and in UEFN and the wider ecosystem.
A whole range. Fixes for the don't override setting on weapon slots, issues with modded weapon cases, prop manipulator problems, rift point volume events not firing, some visual glitches like with the lawless slap cannon.
Okay.
Also fixes for Lego Island item pickups, UI ammo display issues, problems with spiderweb assets looking wrong, some UEFN source control improvements, NVIDIA reflex fixes, various crash fixes, and importantly, a fix for a potential runaway loop issue in verse.
That verse 1 sounds particularly important for stability.
Definitely. Stopping scripts from potentially freezing an island is a big plus. Overall, it shows they're constantly refining and making the tools more reliable based on feedback.
Wow, okay, so when you lay it all out, 35.20 really was packed. You've got the flashy new Olympus and Brawler assets, the very cool bubble chat feature.
Then the really significant workflow improvements, the clearer publishing, the better filtering, that loading screen fix.
Plus a ton of bug squashing. It honestly feels like a really solid step forward for, the whole creation side of Fortnite.
Agreed. It hits on multiple fronts. New creative tools, better usability, and improved stability.
So if we had to pick the absolute key takeaways for everyone listening.
I'd say Definitely check out the new Greek-themed assets. Experiment with bubble chat for social or narrative stuff. Appreciate the cleaner creator portal experience. And look forward to that unified documentation site.
Right, so the action item for you listening,
Yeah.
what now? Well, with all these changes, especially things like that new physics puzzle dungeon tutorial, maybe just pick one thing.
Yeah, don't feel you have to use everything at once.
Exactly. Maybe try adding bubble chat to an existing map.
Yeah.
Or just grab a few Olympus props and build a small scene. Or maybe, yeah, fire up that physics tutorial and see what you can learn.
The point is, dive in, experiment a little, see what these new tools and improvements unlock for your creations.
Go make something awesome.